Well, it is St. Patrick's Day, and what better thing to cook than homemade lasagna, am I right? Let's get started with this, and I'll show you how I put together my lasagna. We're going to get started with some ground beef. I use 90/10, it's about 2 pounds. Then I have some sausage here. I get the breakfast sausage from another store. I don't particularly like to use Italian sausage. I don't like how they season it. I like to season it myself. So we're going in with some salt, some pepper. We got the Dano's Italiano seasoning, and then of course some garlic powder. Next thing we're going to hit it with a little bit of oregano and then some minced garlic. We're going to throw in a pretty good scoop there of that. And then we just want to get this mixed up together. All the ingredients incorporated should look something like that. Go ahead and set it aside. New bowl for the ricotta. So we got to season the ricotta cheese up a little bit and adds some extra flavor and really takes it to the next level. So we got some salt, some pepper, Dano's Italiano, garlic powder, and we're going to do some more garlic in there. Yeah, we like our garlic around here. Some Parmesan cheese. We're going to put in probably about a half a cup of that. And then some freshly shredded mozzarella cheese. I shredded that myself out of the block. Got to pay the cheese tax to Frank. Can't forget that. We're going to crack an egg in there. That is a farm fresh egg from my buddy's place in Arkansas. Gotta love that color of that yolk. Get it mixed up with a fork, and it should look something like that. Now we're ready for the pan. Get some olive oil in a pan. I'm going to do my onion first, as per usual. I want the onion to be good and soft pretty much before I add the meat. And of course, we're going to season our onions, some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder. We want to get that mixed up good. We want to get this onion softened up a little bit, some nice color on it. And then we will come in with our meat mixture, and there it is. So we want to get this flattened out in the pan and just we want to get this good and mixed up, and I'm going to kind of let it sit there for a little bit to get some good color on it before I start mixing around. That's what we're looking for. And just want to cook the meat thoroughly. We're going to drain that grease off, and then we're going to add our first jar of sauce. I use Rayo's marinara. There's our second jar with the meat, and we're going to get this mixed together well. We want to simmer this for a little bit, and I added a third jar. Really, I probably could have did a fourth. I know you're probably thinking that's a lot of sauce, but once you see what we're working with, I probably need a little more sauce. But this worked out okay. So once we get that good and simmering, it gets up to temp and nice and hot, we're going to get our aluminum pans ready. I always use these pans for lasagna. Don't ask me what size they are because I do not remember, but they work well with the type of noodles that I buy. So we go by 2 of them. Each pan will make about 6 pretty good slices of lasagna or 12 smaller slices. So we want to get some olive oil in there, make sure it doesn't stick because I forgot to do that on the first pan, as you can see. And we're just going to lay out some of that meat sauce on the bottom of the pan, and that's just going to give it a nice little base for the first lasagna noodles that we're going to put on here. So these are noodles that I get, the oven ready lasagna Barilla. I really like these. You don't have to boil them. You just put them down and make sure you have plenty of moisture in there with the sauce and you're good to go. So watch how I'm stacking them because we're going to do it the opposite way on the next level. So we're just going to cover them with some sauce, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure it's spread pretty evenly. It doesn't have to be a real heavy amount of sauce, but just make sure you spread it out there good. After the sauce, we're going to hit it with that Parmesan cheese. And then this is how I do my ricotta. So I am going to spread it out in 6 little dollops like that because that's how each of my lasagna is going to be cut into 6 slices, as you see there. And then we're going to hit it with that fresh mozzarella cheese. Not too much cheese, just want to make sure we get a good layering, and then there we come in with the noodles the opposite direction as what I did the first time. And we're just going to repeat the process. We got our meat sauce, we got the Parmesan, we got the ricotta, we're going to spread it out, and then the mozzarella cheese. I use 3 blocks of mozzarella cheese, so about a pound and a half, I think is what it was. So this is the top layer, and we got the meat sauce, got the Parmesan. I did do some more Italian seasoning, and then a little bit heavier layer of the fresh mozzarella shredded cheese. Hit it with that Italiano seasoning again. And we're going to cover both of these with some aluminum foil, and they go into the oven for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. This is after 45 minutes. We're going to peel off the aluminum foil, and we're going to put them back in the oven for another 15 or 20 minutes until the temperature gets up to about 165 in the middle. There's my homemade garlic bread. I messed up filming that, so don't ask about it. We got some fresh basil on there. We're going super fancy with the shredded block of Parmesan and nice on top there. It looks so freaking fancy. And honestly, that was delicious. Freshly grated cheese over the hot lasagna really popped. It was awesome. Take a look at that. Doesn't that look super delicious or what? Got some homemade lasagna here, homemade garlic bread. It's gonna be a good bite. Look at that. Piping hot. Those noodles work great. Not crunchy at all. They get cooked all the way. Well, there you have it, folks. Homemade lasagna. It's not too hard. It is about 40-45 minutes of prep and an hour's worth of cooking, but man, it is worth it. As I've said in the past, cooking is a labor of love. It is very good. Go ahead and give it a try, guys. You won't regret it. Give me a like and follow and all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.